It's your boy Upper Echelon. We going over there to the other side. We going over there to the B side. Who fumbled the A side? Yes, we're talking about Terrence Bud Crawford. That man became the puppet master, which he said he would do back in January of 2022. Matter of fact, my bad. It was December of 2021. Wow. But I was always told to keep my eyes on my own paper. That's what my teacher taught me. And I never discuss another man's finances or his money or how much a person deserves, because I'm not in the business. And for real, them suits are getting a lot more money than the boxers is, so they could pay a lot more. And boxers are taking a risk with their life every time they step in the ring. I know we like watching the sport and we like cheering for our favorite fighter, but in all actuality, boxing is a very violent and deadly sport. Like, every time a boxer step in the ring, they can lose their life. Rest in peace to the ones that lost their life this year and last year. It was quite a few. But yes, boxing is blunt force trauma to your head and your body. You know, body's not meant to take that type of punishment. But before we get into all that, this your boy Upper Echelon. Y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You hit the super thanks, super chat. I appreciate every last one of y'all. And we go live in July. Now let's get back to it. Terrence Crawford said he was going to be the puppet master. And when he put that tweet out there, everybody just laughed about it. But Bud didn't laugh. Bud had a mission. He knew he was getting up in age, which he is. And he knew Errol Spence wanted what he got. But Bud had a chance to be the A side. Yes, he did. He fumbled it. He fumbled the A side, but he went from stop. I'm going to get to that in another video. I'm explaining to y'all how Bud fumbled the A side. But in negotiations, Bud went from B side to A side. And you can't get mad at him, even though people are mad at him. The man was a genius, really, because he knew Errol Spence wanted his belt. Errol Spence's dream was to be the first ever undisputed welterweight in the 4-belt era. And Errol went with such tenacity at every champion and took their strap. Now, Bud, who's been calling out the fight, he say for years, but it ain't been, because when he was in, when he first came up, he was calling out Pacquiao and Thurman. That's facts. He wasn't calling Errol, it was Pacquiao and Thurman. He said Thurman was the man to beat. You know, but that's neither here nor there. That's another video. But Bud went from the B side to the A side. Errol Spence showed interest in the fight. And after the Ugas fight, Terrence Crawford, he feigned interest into the fight. And they wasn't talking the capital that he was talking about, but Errol Spence wanted his belt. Like, it's the final piece to the puzzle, and you can't go nowhere without it. So Errol was stuck in limbo, because without Terrence Crawford's belt, he wouldn't be undisputed. And Errol couldn't move up without having that fight with Terrence Crawford, or the rest of his life he's going to wonder, what if? So Errol was put in a precarious situation. How much will you bend before you say forget it? And Bud, he was counting on Errol being the truth that he is, saying that he wants to be undisputed, that Errol will go all out. You just got to push him that way. So Bud sat there and played his game, played a little with PBC and Showtime, and they wasn't talking the correct numbers, because Bud wanted to have life-changing retirement money, and they wasn't talking that. So he went and fought David Avanesian. And he took a gamble. He was playing chicken. Like when two people race their cars, but Bud was playing chicken. He figured Earl's the cash cow. Al Heyman's going to make anything happen for Errol. So he played chicken. And then he told Spence, spin the block back. Everybody told Spence and them not to do the negotiation game, but Spence wasn't going to be deterred. Spence wanted that belt. Bud had a piece of hardware. Spence done went all these years collecting these belts through trials and tribulations, through eye accidents, eye injuries and car accidents. He's done went through it all. And he's not going to leave unfinished, Because anybody that's ever done anything, you don't like to leave stuff unfinished. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth. It makes you feel like you just don't feel complete. You don't feel whole, and it's going to gnaw at you. And Bud was counting on that. And so they went back into renegotiations. Bud was still being outlandish and holding back. And then Bud drew his ace card saying, look, I don't even need this fight. Now, look, you're going to give me what I need, or I'm done. I'm going to fight somebody else, because you can't mandatory an undisputed fight. They need to do that. They need to make champions fight mandatory, but they not, because each sanctioning bodies love taking the money that they get. But Bud counted on Errol wanting that thing, so Bud did what he did. Bud did what he did. Like I said, he drew a hard line in the sand, and he stuck to his points, and then he had his team push false propaganda. So now everybody's blaming Spence, and the pressure's on Spence, and it was all PBC and no guarantee, and no fighters ever got a guarantee and fight like that, when Floyd didn't get a guarantee and he got paid over 200-some million. But you know, people are sheep. They go with what the narrative is, so they was following what Bud was saying. So Errol, at his wit's end, he's like, forget it. Get that man what he want. So Bud got what he wanted and some. Errol's complaining about it now, saying Bud got way more than what he was supposed to get. Like, he had to come out his pocket with some millions. So Errol giving Bud part of his millions, because Bud was a shrewd businessman. Bud knew he was ransoming off that belt. That belt was up for ransom. Bud was selling that belt and his O and undisputed. And Bud found the price. He said, what are you willing to pay? And Errol, he paid a substantial price for Bud's O, his belt, and pound for pound #1. But it's going to pay off for Errol in the future, you know, for legacy and future star power. But this is how Bud went from B-side to A-side. And yes, he's going to enjoy a substantial amount, a big check. Bud ain't even going to fight the rematch because he's getting so much right now. But this your boy Upper Echelon. Y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I'm out. Peace and blessings to all.